Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 11 of the regular season where the Astros get clapped 7-2 to the Los Angeles Angels. All right. Offense was not good. Starting pitching by Framber Valdez was terrible. I'm just going to get that out of the way. 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 8 men left on base. You didn't really start doing anything until late. Pena had a home run tonight. McCormick had 2 hits. It's cool that he showed up. Happy birthday to Chas McCormick, by the way. Other than that, it was pretty much dead silent. Framber Valdez tonight, 4 1/3, 6 earned runs, 8 hits, 4 walks. Really bad night by Framber Valdez. And I'm not going to pull the punches there. It was a bad game. Relief pitching was pretty darn great, actually. Brian Abreu, inning and 2/3, struck out 3, didn't walk anyone, gave up a run, but I thought Brian Abreu pitched pretty darn well tonight. Blanco came in, 2/3 of an inning, got out of it pretty well unscathed, gave up a little bit of foot traffic, a hit and a walk, but got a pair of strikeouts as well. Looked okay. Mushinski came in, his second big league appearance, went 1 1/3, gave up a hit, gave up a walk, but struck out a pair, and Pedro Baez came in and also got a strikeout tonight in his inning of work. Bullpen, 4 2/3, 1 run allowed, only 2 walks, and got 8 strikeouts. Not too shabby from the pen. Now, the game is out of the way. That was the game. We played poorly. Before I get done fully with the game, Kyle Tucker had a really nice outfield assist gunning down Jack Mayfield. Now we're done with that. I see a lot of people that are already wanting to press the panic button, that are wanting to absolutely lose their minds about the Astros. And hey, you do you. Do whatever you want. I want to just spend the next minute or two to kind of put you at ease, because this is so early on in the season. It's funny. I think everyone in baseball, every baseball fan forgets how long the 162 game grind is until the end of the season. And we're 11 games in. We are 6-5. That's not a pretty 6-5, but we're 6-5. You know what our record was last year? The year where we would go on to win the AL pennant? 6-5. But actually, that doesn't tell you much, because after that, we would actually end up being 7-10 after game 17. By the way, last year, you know how feels like forever ago, the Rocky series that we played in Colorado where it snowed? That was game 16 and 17 of the year. If you want to remember how long it was, how long the season is. Also, last year, towards almost at the end of the season, that Seattle Mariners collapse game. Yeah, you remember that one? The 7-0 lead that we would blow? Yeah, that wasn't the end of the year. That was game 101. There were still 61 games after that. The Yankee series last year, the one in New York where Altuve would hit his second home run of the year after having a really rough start, and I'm going to talk about that really quickly also, but that was May, I want to say it was May 4th, 5th, and 6th, and that was game 28, 29, 30, and 31. And I remember that vividly because, again, Altuve was bad for the first month of the season. Batting like a buck or 250, 1 home run. He would hit 30 home runs after that game against the Yankees on game 31. Kyle Tucker, a couple days after that, slumped to start the season, was quite bad. Came out of it and was one of the best hitters in baseball of all last season. And after that date, May 9th, was the best hitter. The Astros have had cold starts. There is still, at this time, over 150 games left to play. You can criticize them, and we should criticize them, because games like this are bad. We play I love this team. I love these players. We sometimes go out and play like spoilt brats that expect to just be handed victories, and you question where the drive is. We are at game 11. Criticize them, because it's fair, and you have to criticize teams. Don't freak out and hit the panic button just yet. If this were, in football terms, this would be like freaking out and saying it's time to end the season after the first week. There are 17 football games. There was 16 up until this past season. There are 160 games in baseball. This would be panicking and saying burn it to the ground after a game, for reference. And I said it during the Rangers. I said it all year for the Rangers and at the start of it last year, which was September? late September or October, when the Rangers actually started playing meaningful games, I said, hey, this team looked bad to start the season. I'm going to wait to judge them. I'm going to wait till like game 15 or 20 to start really laying judgment on the team. They just won their 50th game tonight. That's going to be the next video I make. If they can go 4-1 down their last 5, they will set a franchise record for wins. And they started off horrific. The Astros have not been pretty to start the season. But we're in a better spot, because last season, the entirety of the bullpen was a question mark. We have seen that we have quite a few good players in that bullpen. We have a legitimate ace, a undeniable ace in Justin Verlander, who is back and as good as he ever was. And at some point, even though it might be a couple months from now, we're going to get Lance back. I'm not too worried about the pitching staff. The offense is rough, but there is too much talent, and it's overused. It's said a lot. There's too much talent for them to stay this bad. They're going to come out of it. If we're still having these problems after Game 30, then I will be helping you all lead the charge to yell at them, but I want to wait before I fully lay the judgment. Let's keep it at light criticism for right now. 2-3 weeks from now, then we can start really bringing the hammer down. But cross that road when we get there. Again, sorry that it's another one-taker. I want to keep these exclusive to like absolute trouncings like this, which hopefully is not tomorrow night, because it's the debut of our jerseys, the Space City Connects. They're going to be on the field tomorrow. I'm really excited about that game. We send Jake Odorizzi to the mound. The Angels send Shohei Ohtani. And you might hear that matchup and be like, oh, we're going to get killed. Ohtani actually has a higher ERA to start the year than Jake Odorizzi does. Baseball is a funny sport, huh? By the way, it's better, but like, you know, Ohtani's is 7.56 and Odorizzi's is 6.48. So better, but also, that game is, oddly enough, at 6:40 Eastern, 5:40 Central, and I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. So, that is all I have to say for the evening. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.